Hello dear students, I welcome each one of you to this English class. Students, you're aware we are doing the revision rounds in preparation for unit test 1. In the previous session, we have completed revision A. I hope you have gone through those videos. Today, we shall continue with revision B. Now, these are the topics that will be covered in today's revision. I would like you to pay attention. So, we shall begin. Chapter 3, The Starting Point. It's an autobiography of Milkha Singh. Remember Milkha Singh, the famous Indian athlete who brought great fame and represented India in the international games. He won great awards at various events, and because of his contribution in sports, he attained the most coveted title, that is the Padma Shri Award. Remember his nickname? He was also nicknamed as the Flying Sikh. Students, this revision of this chapter has already been done. You may refer to that video. We shall now discuss the question answers. What was a big treat that Milkha Singh looked forward to? The big treat that Milkha Singh looked forward to was getting a glass of milk every day during the training. Why did he call it a big treat? He called it a big treat because he belonged to a poor family and did not get the opportunity in his childhood to drink milk. Was it mere luck that helped Milkha Singh qualify in the race? No, it was not mere luck. He gave his best shot and tried hard to run very fast and then rested in such a way that he was in the lead. It was his efforts that helped him that day. Who was Gurudev? Gurudev was a Havildar and also instructor of Milkha Singh. Why was Milkha grateful to Gurudev? Milkha Singh was grateful to Gurudev because he believes that it was Gurudev's training method that helped him become a world-class athlete. Running a quarter mile was far too easy. Why did the speaker find it so easy to run a quarter mile? The speaker was used to running 6 miles every day, which is why running a quarter mile was easy for him. Why then did he continue to run hard? He continued to run hard or train hard because he wanted to be better and improve his time. How did the practice help him? The practices helped him improve his running time until he was able to run 400 meters in less than a minute. What solemn promise did he make? He made a solemn promise to himself that he would not rest until he had earned a place in that special world too, the world of Indian athletes who had the privilege of representing their country. Students, now I've got some practice notes for you. I would like you to go through them. These are the meanings, some of the meanings. There are many more meanings which have been discussed in the main video of this chapter. So here there's a passage. Please go through the passage, and there are 2 questions based on the passage. You may answer. These are all for your practice. Go through these points, all these points. Yes, as you know, you will be asked questions based on the chapters, that is the MCQs. So you may pause the video and go through those points. Now we shall discuss the grammar topics. Here we have grammar topic number 1, subject and predicate. So students, let's begin. Subject and predicate. A complete sentence has got 2 parts, subject and predicate. The subject tells about who or what the subject is about, whereas the predicate tells about the action in the sentence. For example, in a subject here, the cat ate the fish. Who ate the fish, or what? Here we can ask the question who or what. So we get the answer, the cat ate the fish. So the subject here is the cat. Predicate tells about the action the subject has done. So here the cat ate the fish. What did the cat do? It ate the fish. So ate the fish is the predicate. The cat ate the fish. Okay. There are some examples here. The little bird flew away. The little bird is the subject. Flew away is the predicate. So in the sentences, all that are written in blue are the subjects and those are marked with red are the predicates. I will want you may pause the slides and go through these sentences. So now we shall go to grammar topic 2, parts of speech. To begin with, noun is a word used to identify a class of people, place, thing. Okay. So for example, Ishan bought a new watch. Here the noun is Ishan and watch. Renika hugged her mother. Here we have Renika and mother. So here there's an exercise for you. You may go through the sentences. So here the answers are, first you will mark the answers, and then now once you have marked, you will listen to these answers. Okay. The nouns here are he, shock, they, neighbors, Arnold, decision, we, puppy, they and mansion. Now there are different types of nouns. Common noun are non-specific people, places, things or ideas. For example, man, city, religion, etc. Proper noun are specific people, like the names of specific people, place or thing. Example, Albert Einstein, London, yes, etc. Abstract noun, something that you cannot see or you cannot perceive with your five senses. Okay, so these are basically emotions. Example, love, pride, happiness, anger. Concrete noun, something that you can perceive with your five senses. Example, apple, lion, eyes, flower, etc. Next, countable nouns can be counted. For example, pencil, pencils, apple, apples, all these can be counted. Whereas uncountable noun cannot be counted. Can you count milk? No. So milk, music, food, water, snow, they all are examples of uncountable noun. Compound noun are made up of two or smaller words. Example, textbook, snowfall, seafood, sunflower. Okay. Collective nouns refer to a group of things. For example, bunch, audience, flock of sheep, group, family. Yes? Okay. Next, singular noun. That is one person, one place, one thing. Okay. Example, cat, dog, ship, a monkey, a hero. Plural noun refers to more than one person or things. For example, cats, dogs, babies, etc. Okay, now we shall do the adjective. Adjectives describe the noun. Example, Ishan bought a beautiful watch. So how is the watch? Beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective. It describes the watch. Rita is a good girl. So good. Good is an adjective. Now here there's an exercise. First I would want you to jot down your answers. I'll pause for a while. Once you mark the answers, listen to the answers. Terrible, kind, right, cute and huge are the adjectives in these sentences. I repeat, terrible, kind, right, cute and huge. Next we do verb. Verb is the action word. Example, Ronak laughed heartily. Laughed is the action, so it's a verb. Sneha worked hard. Worked is the action. Zora danced gracefully. Danced is the verb. Now here's an exercise. I would want you to solve it. Write down your answers and then listen to the answers which I'll give right now. Declared, played, worked, helped, is studying and studies are the verbs in this sentence. These sentences. Adverb. An adverb describes something about the action word. That means it describes about the verb. Okay. So Ronak laughed heartily. How did he laugh? The action here is, the verb here is laughed. So how did he laugh? Heartily. So heartily is the adverb. Sneha worked hard. How did she work? She worked hard. So hard is the adverb. And again, Zora danced gracefully. Here the adverb is gracefully. Here's an exercise for you to find the adverbs. Write down your answers. Then you can pause the video and listen to the answer. Here, happily, hard, regularly, away and silently are adverbs. Then we have preposition. A preposition gives the relationship between noun and the verb. The gift is in that box. Here it tells about the position. So in is the preposition. We walked across the country road. Across is the preposition, and Melody sat silently at the table. So at is the preposition. There's an exercise again. Write down your answers. The answers here are on, towards, down, inside, with. Conjunctions. Conjunctions are joining words. I love to watch Tom and Jerry. And is the joining word. So it's a conjunction. The teacher had warned them, yet they did not follow the rules. So the conjunction here is yet. Again an exercise. Solve this exercise first. And now the answers. And, or, again and in the third sentence, if and yet are the conjunctions. And, or, and, if, yet are the conjunctions in these 5 sentences. Interjections are abrupt remarks and they come with exclamatory sign. Okay. As you can see here, interjections are followed by exclamatory sign. So in this case, ouch, it hurts. Ouch is the interjection. Again in the second sentence, hurrah, we have won. Hurrah is the interjection. Wow, that was a brilliant performance. Wow is the interjection. Now there's an exercise for you. So I want you to pause the video and write down the answers. And now the answers are indeed, truly, surely, oh no, and bravo. Next in the topic, there's a writing skill, that is picture composition. Students, this topic has been covered in the English skills. So you may revert back to your videos and check out for this particular topic, picture composition in the English skills. Okay, now we shall just discuss some of the points. Picture composition involves description of passage, picture, or poem. Yes, students, description of the given picture. Picture composition must begin with a dash at the top. Is it greeting, moral, or title? It begins with the title at the top. You have to give a suitable title, right? Okay, next. Picture composition must end with name of the main character, summary points, or conclusion. It should end with the suitable conclusion. So students, we have covered all the topics that are there for your unit test 1. And so we have concluded the revisions. So please go through all the videos, the revision videos that have part A and B, and for detailed explanation please go to the main videos of the respective topics. Read your textbook and learn the meanings. So I hope you have already started studying. Please do not waste time, because remember, time and tide waits for no one. So I'm sure you must have already started your revision. So take care and God bless you all. Do well in your test. Thank you.